Welcome to the world of web development, where creativity meets technology. Imagine building dynamic websites that captivate users and solve real problems. In this masterclass, you'll dive into HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, the foundational languages that power the web. You'll learn to create responsive designs that look great on any device and master the art of user experience. We'll explore frameworks like React and Vue, giving you the tools to build interactive applications. By the end, you'll not only understand how to code, but also how to think like a developer, turning your ideas into reality. Let's unlock your potential and transform the way you see the web.
Hello guys, good evening. Welcome to our tutorials for today. Now today we are basically going to look at how we can design this landing page. Now this landing page is broken into sections. As you can see, I am going to take it one after the other so that you can get the understanding very clear. Now with this landing page, we have the header section. Okay, the header section that comprises of the logo, the address, then the navigation or menus. Now that is the header section. Now you move to call to action section. Okay, where you have apply now. This section also comprises of basically what the internship is about and where you can apply for that internship. Okay, this button is what is called the call to action section or button, because when you click on this, it will enable the user to perform an action. Okay, now we have the about us page, okay, or section, which is basically divided into two columns, okay, where the picture is and where the text is at two different columns. You look at how you can use CSS to get this one also done. Now we also have our services, which is divided into four columns and two rows, okay, with some images here or some animations here. I'll show you where you can get these animations or images to download. Now you have the contact us section as well, then the footer section as well. So this is what we are going to make or develop within the course of 7 days. Okay, within the course of 7 days, we are making sure that we are going to understand each code and how we can achieve each sessions. Okay, using HTML and CSS to do the styling. For today, we are basically going to do the header section. Okay, we are not going to apply the style. The style will be for tomorrow, because I said I want the videos to be short, okay, so that you don't feel boring when watching them. So now I am going to use the text editor, which is called VS Code. Okay, which is called VS Code. If you don't have VS Code, no worries. Okay, no worries. You can use any text editor that you have to accomplish the same task as I'm going to do. Just that with VS Code, for me, it helps you to code faster, and whenever you create the opening tag, the closing tag automatically comes. So many things with VS Code, and that's the most popular text editor that developers use. So let's now move on to our VS Code. Now before we move to our VS Code, we need to create a folder, okay, which is going to contain our files and our pictures. You need to create a folder. Already I've created that folder on my desktop. Let me close this. I've already created a folder here that I've named it landing page project. Okay, landing page project. Now inside this folder, I've created some. Let me delete them, take them off, and let's remain only the image. Okay, or the image part. Or still, let me take the image part. Now I have an empty folder. Okay, I have an empty folder here. I hope you all know how to create a folder. If you don't know how to create a folder, just click on your desktop, point to new, then you click on folder, then you name it. Now I'm going to open this folder with my VS Code. So I'll click on it, then choose open with what? Code. Open with code. Good. Now I have an empty. Close this. Let me close this. Good. I have nothing showing here. So I'm now going to create my index.html file. Now to create it, you can either use the file here, the new file, or better when you come to the folder that I've created, you have new file here. Just click on the new file and name it index.html. Press enter. Okay. Now we have our and close this. Good. Now we have our working area. Okay, waiting for us to print. Now with VS Code to get the boilerplate or the HTML template, okay, to start with, you can just hold shift and press one on the keyboard or the exclamation mark on the keyboard, then you use and press the tab key. This brings out the boilerplate for me. Now this boilerplate, we basically know what each session does. But I'm going to take it once again, okay? I'm going to take this one once again. Now we have the doc type HTML. So this is telling the browser, okay, that what we are going to work on is what HTML5, okay? It is an HTML document that we are going to work on. Now we have the HTML tag with language English. Now this HTML tag have a closing tag here, okay, and this is the container which is going to contain all our codes, okay, all our HTML tags. So this is what is going to contain all our HTML tags. Now within the HTML tag, we have the head tag, okay, or the head section. The head section basically contains some metadata about what we are going to do. Now we have the character sets, okay. The character set is just an encoding. Okay, you're using the UTF-8 encoding system. Okay, UTF-8 encoding. So you have a lot of this encoding system. You have the ASCII and the rest. Okay. At appropriate time, I'll also do a video on this one to highlight more about this encoding system, what they mean. Okay. Now I also have other meta information that talks about name, that is view what ports. Then you have the content weight, which is equal to what device weight. What it means is that we are saying that the website that you're going to create, okay, the website you're going to create should be set towards the width of any device that is going to open that particular website. Okay, any device is going to open the particular website. So when you open with a mobile phone, a tablet, a laptop, or even a bigger desktop screen, it should fit, okay, that particular screen. Okay, it should fit. Okay, that is what this particular section here means. Now you have the title. Now the title is what basically shows whenever you open the web page. Now let's come back to what I have here. Now on top of this, when you hover the mouse here, you see that I have a title, Web Developer Internship at Benedict Tech. That is the title I'm talking about. Okay, this is the title that we see. So in our case, let's give the title landing page as our title. Okay, landing page as our title. Now let's come to the body. Now the body, that is where all our code that will display in the browser. Okay, or that will display whenever you open our website in the browser will be. Now the head, the information on the head here will never display in the browser. The title only will appear on top of what the browser. Okay, now when I view this in the browser, it will come as an empty document. Nothing will show. Now with VS Code, when you have what is called, if you install an extension for the live server, you can view this in the browser by clicking on this go live. Okay, or there's another one you call the show preview. Okay, now I'm going to use the preview. You click here, Then I go show preview. Now I'll have it side by side. You see that it's displaying nothing here. Now when I just type, let me open the paragraph and type, this is my first landing page. You see that it is now showing on the browser. Okay, so that is what it means. Now let me take it off, let me close the view so that you have a bigger view of what we are going to do. Now to start with, we are going to look at the first session of what our website. Let's go back. Now we are going to look at the logo, the address here, then you come to navigation bars here. Okay, that's what you're going to create for now. Okay, now in programming, okay, it is very good to make sure that you comment our program. You comment gives what make it our code readable by other developers when they pick our project. So we are going to make sure that we are going to introduce a lot of comments in whatever we are going to do. So in the body, I am going to introduce a comment to show that this is what I'm going to work on. So to give a comment in HTML, you use the less than sign, the exclamation mark, and the two slash. Okay, so I will say header section containing the logo and navigation menu. So this is the general comment for both the logo and the navigation menu. Okay, now since we're working with the header, if it wants to have a header here, so I'm going to use that header, okay, to then talk about what the first header that I'm going to design. So I've opened my header. Now inside the header, I'm going to have divisions, okay, because the logo is one division, the address also form parts. Then we move to the navigation bar or the navigation menus as another part of the header section. So this time I'm using div. Okay, now this is my div. Now within this div, it is going to contain both the logo side, the address side, and the menu side. So let me give it the div a class. Okay, we give a class. So say class is equal to container. I'm putting all the three items into a container. Okay, in a container, I can start that particular container separately. Okay, so that's my first div. Now, let me now go to the first item, the logo and the address. So I'm giving a comment to show that I'm working on the logo and the address. So this is logo and address session. Now I'm going to have a div for that session as well. Now within that div, I'm going to have a class. So class, I'll name it logo. That is my class in the first div. Now I am going to insert an image. Now to insert an image, you use the image tag. Okay, and use the image tag. Now with the image tag that you're going to use, remember the image tag do not have a closing tag. Okay, the image tag do not have a closing tag. So the image tag, I'm going to have define the source. Where am I picking this from? Now I'm going to create a folder within my landing page folder where my images will be. So I'll click on this folder here and name it img. Okay, so the source I'm picking it from the image. Now I don't have any picture there. Okay, the next thing will be the name of the picture. So let me say logo.jpg. Okay, logo.jpg. If your picture is in JPEG, if it's in JPEG and it is PNG, it's going to be .png. So that is basically about it. Now, When the logo decide not to load, there should be an alternative text so that if someone visits the site and the logo is not showing, the person will know what the logo is about. So we're going to have the alternative text, and we are saying that logo, we just name it logo, or let's say company logo. Let me say company logo. Okay, and that's basically about it. Now we are done with the logo side. Now below the logo, there is a text, that is the address. We are going to use paragraph. So open the paragraph and let's say 1, 2, 3, take at venue. Then let's say Oil City. Okay, you can use any address. Okay, any address at all. Any address at all. So I am done with my first div. Okay, the first section of what? The main header. I'm done the first of the main header. Now I'm moving on to the second section of the header. And that is what? The navigation menus. So let me give a comment. Navigation menu section. Okay. Now in the navigation menu section, I am going to use the navigation tag. Okay. So the nav tag. Let me bring it down. Now within the nav tag, I am going to use that is unordered list. Okay, unordered list for this particular menus here. Okay, unordered list for the particular menus here. So let's go back. Now UL. Let me bring it down because it is going to contain all the 4 menus. Now within the another list, we are going to have a list of what? Links. A list of links because the menus should be clickable. So when you click any session, they have to take you to that particular session. So I'm going to have a list first. Now within the list, okay, within the list, I'm going to create an anchor tag. Now this anchor tag is going to reference the first one, the hashtag, and it's home. So let's say home. Then here I have home here. Okay. So I've created the first list or the first menu. Now let's review it. Preview it in our so that you will see what I'm doing. You see, I have it here very nicely. Okay. It is not clickable. You can click on it. Now I'll just copy this one and come and paste it here to have the second one. Then I have to change this to about us. Then I'll change the home to about what? Us. I'm down the second one. Now the third one, let's go back to the browser. You see the third one also have sub lists. Okay, it has sub menus under it. So let's look at how we can create the third one. Okay, so the third menu is going to have a drop down. Okay, a drop down, because it's a drop down list. So let's go back. Now in the third one, let me create a comment. So I'll say drop down menu for services. Okay, drop down menu for services. So I've created so that when someone picks it, you know, okay, this is for the drop down menu services. This is for this area, making it very easy for others to read your code. Okay, easy for others to read your code. Now under this, we are going to still have a list. Okay, so list. Now within that list, because when you come to the browser here, these have a different what? Style. Okay, have a different style. So we need to give this drop down, okay, this drop down, you need to give it a class name so that you can reference that class name when you are giving it a CSS when you are applying beautification to it in the CSS, okay, so that it does not affect the other parts of your menus. And that is why we are giving this time a class name here. Now the class name is going to be drop down. Okay, it's going to be drop down. So the list, then the drop down. Okay, now in this list, I'm now going to have my anchor tag, okay, for the services, okay, for what the services. So my anchor tag for the services, I'm going to have hashtag, then services, hashtag services. Good. So I've created the service. Someone will ask, why do you use the hashtag here? Okay, this means that we are only referencing, or that when it is clicked, it is only referencing that particular same page. Okay, that particular same page. It is not moving to an external link. We are not giving an external link that should open an external link. That is why we are using the hashtag. So when you click on it, it will take us to the same page of that particular section of the page. So let's have services here. Okay, very nice like this. Now under these services, we are going to have an unordered list under the services, and that is what we mean by the sub list under it. So we are going to open another list. Now this list are also going to be links, because probably if the courses, okay, that is there have pages that links to the courses. So whenever the courses are clicked, it will take you to that particular page. Okay, so you're going to also use links. At this time, let's give this one with a class so that it will be separated from the main set, so that when I apply a style to this, it will not affect those below it. So we are giving this a class as what drop down content. Okay, drop down content. Now within this another list, we are going to create only 4 services. Okay, only 4 services. So a list, inside the list, anchor tag. Then let's say this is web development. And inside we have web development. Now I can just copy this one, okay, then paste them 4. So the first services is web development, the second one, okay, let me bring my hashtag so that it will just leave us in the same page but not take us out to a different page. Let's say the next one is mobile development. Then I'll change this one to mobile. So mobile development. Then the third one will be UI/UX design. So I have UI, then UX design. Okay, user interface and user experience. That is what it means by UI and UX design. There is also another course that you can take. Okay, now the next one will be Python developer. Okay, so we have created a nice drop down list under the services. Okay, drop down list under the services. Now we are done here. The next on our list will be what the about us, and that will be below this list here, this another list, because it is separated. If you bring it inside this one, it's going to be a drop down here. Okay, so let me now bring my last list, not label, it's a list. So li, then anchor tag. I have contact us, then I have contact us. You see how nicely it is, okay? Nicely it is. So basically, we have been able to design the header, okay? When it comes to what using what the HTML. Now the next thing is you're going to apply CSS, and not today. Okay. Now let me preview this live preview in my browser and see how it will look like. Okay. Now this is how it looks like. Okay. This is how it looks like. Because you have not applied any style to it, that's why you see it in this way. But you've done a nice work. Okay. A nice work. Now let me add an image to my folder. Let me add an image to my folder on my desktop, okay, so that I can insert the image. I have an image here. Let me pick that image, that logo, copy it, then come to my image here, paste it. Now when I go back, close this one, you see that when I click on the image, I have one image here, which is logo.png. So I'll just have to go back to where my image is and change the extension to what? PNG. Okay, I am done. You see that the logo is showing nicely. Okay, the logo is showing nicely. When I come here, I'll see the logo showing nicely. It's very big. We are going to apply style to it to make it very nice. Okay, so we end here for today's session. God willing, tomorrow we are going to continue with the second part. That is how we can style our header, okay, session, to make sure that we have a very nice header like this, okay, a very nice header like this, and that will be for tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching, and make sure that you are going to practice alongside what you are going to watch, okay. Make sure you practice. As the saying goes, practice makes a man perfect. Practice makes a man perfect. Thank you all. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time tomorrow. Bye bye.